Hello everyone and welcome back to Kanji show. This is our first session after we have completed the first 100 kanjis of Kanji show. At this point, I imagine some people have noticed that I have changed the color in which with which I write the title slide or the title frame. So I am going to follow this convention to mark our progress. The first 100 kanjis were in white. The next 400 kanjis, that is to say 101 till 500, are going to be in this yellow, and then I will change the color until we reach 1000, then till 1500, then till 2000, and then finally till our last kanji present in this book, which is I think 2300. So that convention I'm going to follow. It's not really too different from what we have been doing so far. There isn't going to be any other change unless I deem any necessary going forward, considering the kanjis are only going to get more and more complicated to write, which means the videos may get longer. Okay, apart from that, I think I owe my viewers an apology for the delay in uploading videos recently. A lot has been happening in my life. My work has been really stressful. I've had a few changes happening around in my own house, and of course with the whole COVID-19 thing. So I think it's going to be a while till my schedule can get regularized. I anticipate another week or so of problems from this time of recording for things to get fixed. So until such time, I request that you please bear with me. Okay then, so without any further ado, let's move to the first kanji of today. That is kanji number 101. And this is how that kanji looks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I will tell you the meaning first, and then we can have a look at how we can memorize this kanji, because it's a little difficult to come up with what this kanji might mean by looking at the mnemonic. So the meanings, it has quite a few. The first is writings, learning, culture, letter or script. Okay, so why I have written these in two lines, if it has not been explained previously, I imagine I have, but if I haven't, the first line means those meanings are associated, or they are somewhat close together. The second set of meanings means those two are somewhat close together, and the one that comes above is the more common meaning. The one that comes later is a secondary meaning, and if there is a third one, then that is like a tertiary meaning. That is to say, it is a rarer case in which that meaning will be taken up. Okay, so now let's try and see how we can memorize this. Okay, so imagine that there is a man. He's sitting at a table and his legs are crossed like so, and he's writing. So let's say this is like a table. Okay, and he's writing. So this is supposed to be a man at a desk writing letters. Okay, so here we have two meanings somewhat coming close. Writing letters, so we can think of it as writings and letters rather than just writing letters, because the kanji for writing, if you remember, we have already done it before. It is this. Okay, this is the kanji for write. I hope you remember. Okay, so just try to remember this phrase, this whole phrase. Whoops. Okay, better to use like a thicker brush, I suppose. Okay, fine. Now let's try and see how we can visualize this kanji on top of this drawing. So it's like this is the man, or you can only see his head. The table is a bit high for him, and these are his legs, and what he's doing is writing the letters. Okay, now let's quickly move on to the on and kunyomi. The kunyomi is Fumi, Fumi. And the onyomi is bun. And oops, I apologize. Mon. Bun and mon. These are the two onyomi for it. Now let's quickly move on to some words. Okay, this will be read as bunsho. Bunsho. You can also read it as monsho, but bunsho is the more common one. Okay, and this means document, letter, or note. Okay, here we are seeing both the kanjis come together, the kanji for writings and the kanji for writing. Okay, I hope you can memorize the distinction between the two things based on this word. Alright, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is bungaku, bungaku, which means literature, literature or letters. Bungaku. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is bunmei, bunmei, which means civilization or culture. Now you may think, how does writing, learning, culture and bright mean civilization? You can think of it as a time when there is a spread of writings and learning and culture, a time when such things flourish, or when such things become common or more accessible or more popular. It indicates the growth of a civilization or the presence of a civilization. Okay, you can try and remember it like that. So this again goes to that point when I said it's not always possible to discern the meaning from the kanjis themselves. Often you have to engage in some kind of how should I say, retrofitting, like you know the meaning and you know the kanji, and then you try to rationalize the reasoning for why this kanji or that kanji has been used for this or that word. Okay, let's have a look at the next word. Okay, this is moji. You can also have another reading, monji, and both of them mean character or letter. Okay, as in letter of the alphabet. This here monji specifically has another meaning, which is writings. Let me write that again because it's not very clear. Writings. Okay, otherwise the other two meanings, character and letter, they are the same for both. So for those of us who know anything about JLPT exams, there are three sections or four sections depending on which level you're doing, in which one of the sections that is dedicated to vocabulary and kanji, that section is called moji goi, where the moji part, characters or letter, it is the same moji. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is number 102. This is how that looks. Okay, again let's look at the meaning first. The meaning is intercourse, association, cross, intersect or interchange. Okay, these are the meanings for this kanji. Now let's try and see how we can remember this. So if you've already noticed, this kanji is very similar to the previous one. So how do we try and remember the difference? Okay, the first thing that we have to notice is there are these two strokes which are kind of extra. The reason I have written them so far apart is so that you can clearly visualize that those two strokes are extra. So you can try and understand the meaning of this kanji by seeing that this stroke is intersecting with this stroke, or rather if you draw it further, you will see those two strokes intersect with each other. So that is where this cross, intersect, interchange, that kind of meaning can show up. And again, the intercourse association meaning, it's not what you think. It's talking about communication between two parties. Okay, so yeah, again let me draw it one more time. The emphasis is to be on these two additional strokes that I have drawn, strokes number 3 and 4, because those are the strokes that are going to intersect with strokes 5 and 6. Okay, so that is why intersect, cross, that kind of meaning. Fine. Now let's quickly have a look at the on and kunyomi. It has quite a few kunyomi, very similar to each other, but then quite a few of them. So let's have a look at them. Majiwaru, Majieru, Majiru, Mazaru, Mazeru, something something cow, and kawasu. Okay, the kunyomi is the onyomi is fairly straightforward. It is ko. That's it. Ko. Okay. Now let's quickly move on to some words. Okay, this is koko. Again, if you remember, the first kanji, the kanji for country, is read as koku, and the other kanji, the one that we just did, is read as ko. So kokuko becomes a little difficult to say, which is why we shorten the ku of koku and we just add a small tsu there, and it becomes koko. Okay, koko. So here again, how can we think of the meaning? You're talking about intercourse and then you're talking about countries. So it means diplomatic relations. Right? Conversations and discussions between countries imply diplomatic relations. Okay. Now let's have a look at one of the kunyomis. Okay, Majiru, which is also equal to Mazaru. Okay, and it means be mingled, or intermingle. Oops, I never told you the. Okay. Okay. So this is Majiru equal to Mazaru. Okay. Be mingled or intermingled. Okay. We'll have a look at one more kunyomi now. Okay. This is Kawasu. Kawasu, which means exchange. So this here takes on the second meaning, interchange. Interchange also means exchange. Okay. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, this will be kotai suru. Kotai suru, which means to take turns or alternate. Oops. Alternate or relieve someone. You know. So the last meaning, for those of us who watch let's say something like Game of Thrones, for example, a fantasy setting where one person has to keep watch and they have to take turns keeping watch, because of course one person cannot keep watch the whole time. So when you have to replace the guy who was keeping watch before you, you will say kotai suru, because you're letting that other person go and you're going to take his place. Okay, you're going to take turns. Okay, now let's have a look at one more. Okay, this is kofusuru. Kofusuru, which means to hand over, to deliver, or to grant. Okay, hand over, deliver, or grant. Kofusuru. Okay, if you remember the second kanji, the kanji for fu, this stroke is kind of like so. Yeah. So that kanji means append or attach. So you're talking about exchange and attach, which means you're just basically giving it over or handing it over. Okay. Now let's have a look at the next kanji. Kanji number 103. Okay, now let's have a look at this kanji. This is going to be a bit of a doozy. Okay, that's how that kanji is written. Now let's see the meaning first. This kanji means school or proofread. Okay, school or proofread. Let's try and understand how we can remember this. Okay, so we all remember that this part means tree and this part means exchange. So we can try to remember it as a place made of wood where we go to socialize. Okay, where we go to socialize. Okay, so this meaning you can try and remember it as school, and school is a place where we get our work, or you can even say homework, to cement the idea of school. Proofread. Okay, so this here conveys your proofreading. Okay, it's a little difficult, and again the option of memorizing this kanji as it is without making use of the mnemonic is still available to you. So if you think it's good for you, then you can go ahead and use that method. That is the method I use and the method that I prefer. Only in very rare cases do I find mnemonics to be useful to me personally, but again, like I said, that's an individual choice. You can go ahead and try to remember these mnemonics if you so wish. Okay, let's have a look at the on and kunyomi. Again, very conveniently, the kunyomi does not exist for this kanji. You only have the onyomi, and the onyomi once again very conveniently is the same as that of the previous kanji. It is ko. Okay, it is ko. Now, in case there are people out there who have watched the radical video already, I think I mentioned briefly in that video that there are sometimes sections of the kanji which is called hen, and then there is another section called tsukuri, and tsukuri usually comes on the right side, and I think I mentioned that tsukuri are usually phonetic hints, that is to say hints about the pronunciation. So here you can see that hen and tsukuri actually in action. This kanji here, this is the tsukuri when you are using this ko kanji, right? This interchange kanji, majieru kanji, is the tsukuri for gakko's ko. Okay, I think I told you another word there. Okay, so this is the tsukuri for that. Okay, so here this is read as ko, this is also read as ko. Okay, so because you know what this kanji is read as, you can guess at what this kanji could be read as. That is what it means when I say that tsukuri are phonetic hints. It gives you a hint about how the word can be pronounced. Alright, that was just a brief side. It's not very important, you don't have to remember it. Okay, now let's have a look at the words. The first word which I accidentally mentioned, gakko. Again, the first is gaku and the second is ko. You will not say gaku ko, you will say gakko. Okay, you will take out the ku of the first kanji, the last let us say kana, or the last syllable of the first kanji, and you will simply replace it with a small tsu and append the second. Okay, gakko. And gakko is the proper word for school. Okay, this takes us back to another note I meant. Kanjis themselves have some meanings, but when you want to use them in proper words, it's not just that kanji, it's usually several other kanjis that come together to convey the whole meaning. So even though this kanji means school, when you want to write school in a sentence, you will not just write this kanji and be done with it. That is pretty close to being nonsensical. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, can you guess the meaning? Sorry, can you guess the reading? I hope you can. Okay, it's let me write that better. Okay, shogakko, which means primary school. Okay, I hope you can guess why. Gakko means school and the first one means small. So small school or school for small children means primary school. Okay, let's have a look at the next word. Okay, this is kocho. Again, I hope you remember how this works. Cho means chief. So who's the chief of a school? It's the principal. It's the principal, or you can call them the schoolmaster. Okay, schoolmaster. Let's have a look at the next kanji. Okay, I hope you remember how the first two kanjis together are pronounced. It is Joshi, rather Joshi, sorry, not Joshi, it is Joshi. Joshiko. Joshiko, which means a girls' school. Girls' school. Okay, now let's have a look at the next word. Okay, this is kose, and this is the word proper for proofreading. Okay, you're proofreading with the intention to correct, that is proofreading basically, right? Okay, let me just have a sip of my coffee, please. All right, let's move to the next one. This is 104, and this is how that kanji looks. Oops, this is again one of those kanjis that's a little difficult to draw. Okay, or actually let me redraw that again, because there's like a slight mistake. Ugh. Yeah, this is as best as I can draw it, and the meaning of this kanji is mother. Okay, and how you can remember this kanji is to think that a mother will usually breastfeed her child, so those kind of look like a mother's breasts. Okay, so mother, and the kunyomi is haha, and the onyomi, I apologize, the onyomi is bo. Okay, now let's have a look at some words. Okay, this is boshi, which means mother and child, right? Pretty straightforward, the kanji for mother and the kanji for child, so mother and child. Okay, the next one, okay, this is fubo, which means father and mother, or alternatively parents, right? Now let's have a look at the next one. Okay, this is boko, and it means alma mater. Okay, I suppose you can see how it comes out to alma mater. Your school, which basically gave you an education, or which basically mothered you through the process of learning, alma mater. Okay, or one's old school. Okay, let's have a look at the next kanji. Okay, straightforward. Haha no hi, just like Chichi no hi, this is Haha no hi, which is Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Okay, and this is how you will call your mom or someone else's mom even. Okasan. Now you may realize that this Okasan is a bit of a strange reading. I mean, you have not seen this ka as being either on or kunyomi. So yeah, try and remember this. It's, excuse me, it is Okasan, not Ohahasan or anything else. Okay, so this means mother or mommy or mama, any of those things. All right, okay, let's move to the next kanji. This is number 105. Okay, this is how that kanji looks. Okay, let us see the meaning of this kanji first. The meaning is every. Okay, the meaning is every. Now let's try and remember this. We already know that this lower part kind of looks like the mother kanji, with the exception that the mother kanji has like 2 dots, and instead of that we have a line. Let's just imagine that those 2 dots have been connected by a line. Okay, let's just say that it is the same, those 2 dots. Okay, so you can try and remember it as every person has a mother. Right, everyone has a mother. At least we haven't yet gotten to that stage where we can create people out of nothing. Even cells have mothers and daughters. By cells I don't mean batteries, but like unicellular life forms, that kind of cells, skin cells, hair cells, all that stuff. So yeah, everything has a mother, or every living being at least has a mother. Okay, now let us see how we can read them. The first is gotoni, but this is not usually or rather it's not all that commonly seen, this kunyomi. The onyomi, however, is very commonly used, and the onyomi is mai. Okay, mai. Now let's have a look at some words for it. Okay, mainichi, every day, right? Every day. Next one, okay, this one will be maitsuki. Maitsuki is the more common reading. Maigetsu is not wrong. So maitsuki or maigetsu. Okay, maitsuki or maigetsu, which is every month. Okay, I'll teach you one more. I think we did this, I'm not sure. Oops, hold on, I think I got the stroke order wrong. Actually, I'm not even sure if we've done this kanji. Let me just have a look back. Okay, we haven't done this kanji. Okay, fine. So let us skip it. Fine. The next one is Maikai, which means every time, right? Every time. let's try and incorporate it in larger and larger phrases. Okay. Mai doyobi, which is every Saturday, right? Every Saturday. Okay. The next kanji, okay, this will be read as futsuka goto ni, which means every other day. Okay, that is to say alternate days. Okay, futsuka goto ni. Let's have a look at the next kanji. This is number 106. Right, and this is how that kanji looks. Okay, I hope you can see how we are progressing in a direction in which we do one kanji, then we do a kanji which looks similar to it but has a few more strokes, then we do another kanji which has even more strokes, and so on. So that is basically the beauty of this book, where you will be able to remember all these kanjis together because they look similar to each other. Alright, okay, now let's see the meaning again. First, the meaning of this kanji is sea. Okay, sea. And let's see how we can remember this. So we already know that this means water. Okay, water. So you can say this as every drop of water flows to the sea. Flows to the sea. Let me just rewrite that part. So this is water. And this is every, and you combine those two and you get sea. So every drop of water flows to the sea. Okay. Now again, this will be read, rather the unyomi, the kunyomi for this is umi, and the onyomi is again kai. So this is very similar to the previous one. The previous one is mai and this is kai. That's like the only difference. You can't really treat this like a hen tsukuri situation. It's not quite like that. I don't think it is. I'm not sure honestly. Maybe it is and maybe it isn't. In any case, try and remember the meaning. It's the readings. It is umi and kai. Okay, let's have a look at some words now. Taikai, or you can also read it as Oumi. Oumi, which is an ocean basically. A big sea is an ocean. Taikai or Oumi. Okay, the next one. Okay, Kaijo. Kaijo, which means marine, maritime, or ocean going. ocean going. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at the next word. Okay, I hope you can read the katakana part. I will just write the same katakana again. It is Kaspikai, which means Caspian Sea. Caspian Sea. Caspian Sea. Okay. Okay. Next one. Okay. Nihonkai, which is Sea of Japan. Sea of Japan. Okay. And this is Umi no Hi. This is exactly like your Haha no Hi, Chichi no Hi. This is Ocean Day. Ocean Day. It's a Japanese festival. It is the third Monday of July. Okay, third Monday of every July is Ocean Day. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is 107. This is how that kanji looks. Okay, actually let me redraw that slightly. Okay, now let us look at the meaning first again. The meaning is person. Okay, let's see now. We already know that this is earth. Okay, let's say that this extra stroke. Okay, let me use a different color for that extra stroke. Let me use this yellow. Let's say this. Okay, this, you're talking about something that is cutting through the earth, or something that is digging under the earth. Okay, so it means you can take this composite to mean underground or old. Okay, buried underground or old. Okay, and then of course you have this part which is sun. So you can take this entire thing to mean someone, a person growing old from exposure to the sun. Ugh. Okay, to the sun. Okay, it's a little difficult to imagine this. I personally find the mnemonic to be not all that useful, but I'll just write that sentence and I'll draw it again. Okay, so you're seeing a person got so old from exposure to the sun that they got buried or they died, something like that. Okay, fine, you know what, I will not mention the mnemonic. Okay, the on and kunyomi now. The kunyomi is mono and the onyomi is sha. Okay, let's have a look at some words. This is shinja. Shinja, which means believer. Believer. E-V-E-R. Yeah, believer. Okay. Now next word. Okay, Vasha. Vasha, which means speaker. The first kanji being the kanji for Hanashi or Hanasu, which is read as a wa. Okay, so speak person or speaker. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, this is Gaksha, which means scholar or literally a learned person. A learned person. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. This is more like a sentence. It's not really a word, and this the whole thing is going to be read as Hongaku no mono desu. Hongaku no mono desu, which means I am of or from this university. So you can even think of it as with. Okay, so let me just rewrite that a bit. I am from with this university. Okay, let's have a look at the last word. That was a really ugly looking kanji. Okay, so this is of course pretty straightforward. Yosomono, which means outsider. Okay, let's have a look at the next kanji. This is number 108. One of the simpler kanji out there, but it will not remain as simple once you realize or once you see in how many places this kanji actually comes up. Okay, so the meaning of this kanji is manufacture, workmanship, work, okay, or construction. Okay, how can we remember this kanji? For those of us who have studied engineering, which I imagine is a fairly large population of the Indian youth at this point, and I'm talking about the millennials, this looks like an I-beam. I hope you know what an I-beam is. The civil engineers, I know you know, maybe the mechanical engineers, maybe some of the others, but this basically talks about a beam which has the cross section of I, that is the English letter I. So those beams need to be manufactured, okay, and they are used in construction, right? That's one way for you to remember. And this is not to be confused with the katakana A, even though it looks exactly the same. Alright, this is not the katakana A. Just bear that in mind. It's a very important note. Okay, now let's have a look at the on and kunyomis. Very convenient. Again, we don't have any kunyomi, we only have onyomi. So we have ko and we have ku. Ko and ku. Let's have a look at some words now. This is jinko, which means man-made. Okay, at this point I'd like to take a slight bit of a deviation and go into something. I hope you remember that there is another word with the pronunciation jinko, and that jinko is this, which means population. I hope you remember that. So yeah, do not rely only on the hiragana reading of any one kanji, because they can be very misleading. Okay, you can have jinko and jinko, which means two different things. There are obviously several more jinkos out there waiting to confuse you. So please have some understanding of kanjis, otherwise it's going to be really difficult if you're looking to pursue this language seriously, that is for work and stuff. If you're just a casual learner, well, you don't really need to watch these in that case, unless it works as some kind of ASMR for you, which I don't think it does, but you know, who am I to say no? Okay, moving on. Okay, kogaku, the study of manufacture or the study of workmanship, that is to say engineering. And let's have a round of applause for all the sad, miserable engineers out there, myself included. Anyway, moving on. Okay, this is daiku, which is carpenter. Okay, okay, koji is construction. Okay, and the last word is kojichu, is under construction. Okay, we have two more kanjis to go for today's session, so let's just rush through them. So this is number 109. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and again the meaning is form, style, manner, ceremony, rite, or formula. Okay, it has a bunch of meanings. Okay, The mnemonic is a bit difficult. It's a little difficult, so I'm just going to skip it. You can just try and remember this. There are a lot of kanjis which are very similar to this, so at that time maybe you will be able to remember all the differences. Okay, so I'm skipping the mnemonic for this. So there's only the onyomi for this. It has no kunyomi, and the onyomi is shiki. Okay, so let's have a look at. Okay, so this is se shiki ni, which means formally, okay, or regularly. Okay, the correct form is formal, right? Okay, now there's another way or another phrase. You'll have something coming before it, some honyarara coming before it, and then you have this, and it will be read as honyarara shikini, which means after the fashion. Now I'm not exactly sure in what context this, or rather I imagine it means something about trends, the latest trends and all that stuff, but I don't know how to use it. I have never really seen it used, so I'm not sure. Okay, now let's have a look at the next one. Okay, let me just rewrite that. Okay, okay, this is Seijin Shiki, which means coming of age ceremony. Coming of age ceremony. There is a proper festival kind of thing that happens in Japan, I think, when people turn 21, and at that time you have all the young people who've just turned 21 in kinds of fancy clothes and stuff, so that is their coming of age ceremony. Okay, the next word. So this is Nyugakushiki, which is school entrance ceremony. I'm not really sure what it is referring to, because I don't think we have any new gakushikis in India. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe some colleges do and some don't. Mine didn't have any, so yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So this is Koshiki, which is formula or formality. Okay, let's move on to the last kanji of today. This is number 110, and I don't imagine this to be a very common kanji, at least for those people who will not be working in any legal related fields anyway. Okay, this is how that kanji is written. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so the meaning of this kanji is 2, and it is only used in legal documents. Okay, what are the reasons why they do not use this 2 that we have already seen in legal documents? Is because it's possible or very easy for someone to add a stroke here and be like, hey, look, that's actually 3, it's not 2, it's 3. So in order to prevent any such things, they have these other forms of writing 1 and 2 and all of those. This is the way they write 2. Okay, so let's have a look at the on and kunyomi. Conveniently, again, this does not have any kunyomi, and the onyomi is the same as the other onyomi, which is ni. Okay, now let's have a look at the only word we have for this, and there is one kanji here which we have not done, and we will not even be doing as a part of this book. So I will not write the kanji at all, I will just write the rest of it. So this is how that looks. Okay, okay, and then you have like the next kanji here. Okay, you know what, I'll just write the kanji, but remember that we will not be using it at all at any point. I don't know what that kanji means, that's another thing. So you will read it as kin ni sen en, and it means the sum of 2000 yen. Okay, so based on the meaning, I suppose we can come to the conclusion that the kanji in the box, okay, let me just overwrite on top of it, suggesting that this is not a part of the kanji. This is how that is. Okay, that kanji is sen because it has this stroke, which we already saw means 1000. So I imagine that's how they write 1000 in legal documents. You know, you have a form for writing 2, then you have a form for writing 1000, and so on. In any case, we are done with the kanjis for this session, and like I said at the very beginning, it may take some time before I can normalize my schedule of uploads. A lot has been going on. Maybe someday you'll know. There used to be 4 kanji cats, now there's 6 kanji cats. So yeah, now you know what I mean. Maybe someday the kanji cats will agree to grace the kanji cat sessions with their presence. I don't know. If that happens, you'll definitely get to meet them. I hope that day comes. In any case, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.